Welcome to Civilization Stories, where we explore alternatives to history through the lens of the world's most addictive video game. For this week's video, I wanted to do something a little more lighthearted and discuss my 5 favorite civs to play in Civ 6. I'm sticking with Civ 6 because it's the game I know best, and where each civ's unique identity is fully fleshed out for the entirety of the game. Before I share my top 5, I just want to point out that in choosing my favorites, I concentrated on the civilization, not the leader. So for example, in the case of America, led by Teddy, 2 types if you own both personas, and Honest Abe, if they were to appear on my list, it would be because of their being America, with no consideration for the different playstyles for each leader. And this would be true for all civilizations with multiple leaders. Also, I've played and won with every leader in the game. I've had some great games with leaders that might not make my top 5. I think there are over 70 leaders in the game and over 50 civs. That's a lot. So when I'm picking my top 5, my criteria really means something like, where do my eyes go whenever I'm about to start a new game? Obviously, choosing the right civ and leader for a playthrough is based on a feeling in that moment. It's so subjective. But here are the 5 civs I keep coming back to time and again because they're just so damn fun. First, before I give my top 5, I wanted to give a shout out to some honorable mentions. First, Macedon. I love going to war, and the Macedonians, led by Alexander, are a civ specifically designed to go to war and stay at war. Second, their neighbors, Greece. I love how their playstyle leans cultural as a means to being friendly with the city-states. The only reason they don't make my top 5 is controlling suzerainty over city-states is so unpredictable in Civ 6. That and the fact that city-states often make better cities than vassals. Finally, Georgia. I'm a Golden Age nut, and I love stringing them back to back to back. Their unique abilities and unique building are also so subtle and intriguing that, to get the most out of Georgia, it really forces you to change up your playstyle. Speaking of changing up your playstyle, and I should mention that these are in no particular order, the first civilization on my top 5 are the Khmer. I love playing as the Khmer because when I attack cities, my strategy is to have minimal infantry units and siege with multiple siege units. The fact that the Domre are so tough, mobile, and can move and attack on the same turn make them one of my favorite siege units in the whole game. But what I love about them most, as I stated earlier, is that they force me to change up my playstyle and focus on population growth and faith generation. As someone programmed to playing wide, playing as the Khmer is a nice way to flex the muscles on the other side of my brain. This next civ should surprise no one. It's Canada. Obviously, I'm Canadian, so there are numerous personal connections associated with them. But they are another of those civs that force me to think and play in a different way. As a guy who plays on deity, the AI not being able to declare surprise wars on me gives me an added layer of security. It's not deal-breaking, but it's nice. Occasionally, I like swinging my playstyle over to one that is focused on culture and generating diplomatic favor. Having that incentive to participate in competitions and other endeavors is also really cool. In order to get the most out of their unique improvement, the hockey rink, players need to have a good sense of how to manage the space in their empire from the get-go, and I always appreciate when a civ can make good use of marginal terrain. But the way that their unique unit, the Mountie, and their ability to found national parks ties the whole Canadian gestalt together, I find very satisfying. Next is Persia. I know that Trajan's Rome is kind of the noob's default choice for getting the ball rolling on how to play Civ, but Persia I find has all of the elements that play into my default playstyle. The Civ experience is always better when you don't fall behind early, and the best of Persia's abilities and uniqueness come at a point where they will help you stay relevant, even dominant, early in the game so players can start to snowball and then ride that momentum into the late game. The Immortals' ability to be simultaneously an infantry and a ranged unit make them one of the most powerful classical era units in the game. The Pari Daiza got nerfed over the course of several balance patches, but it's still handy in situations where you've spawned in appealing terrain. And since I'm so often at war which prohibits external trade, anytime my domestic trade routes get buffed, I'm a happy man. Fourth on my list is Spain. When Spain were first introduced in Civ 6, they were a bit meh, but their unique treasure fleet ability got a boost in some patches and expansions, making their cross-continental trade routes pretty outstanding without having to be so micromanaged like Portugal's with their Now unit. The way they combine military with faith is a really fun playstyle, and I love the idea of them charging into battle supported by missionaries and apostles on crusade and converting the cities they capture. But what sets them apart is their unique tile improvement, the mission. It is so satisfying dropping a mission next to a campus in a city that's not on the home continent. You have no idea. In fact, playing as Spain on a Terra map is one of my favorite ways to play Civ, period. The last civilization on my top 5 list should also not surprise anybody. It's Hungary. Like with Canada, there are also similar personal connections, but even if there weren't, for anyone with militaristic leanings, Hungary are a super fun civ to play. Building zoos in my entertainment complexes is usually just a stepping stone to building stadiums for a tourism run, more than a way to generate science with jungles and marshes, and I appreciate that the production bonus from the thermal bath, which replaces the zoo, is flat and guaranteed. The production bonus from Pearl of the Danube is fine, but there are two aspects of Hungary that make them so fun to play. First, one of the best ways to get the snowball rolling is to levy the troops of a nearby city-state and run over your nearest neighbor. Now, I know I talked about not putting Greece in my top 5 because of the whole suzerainty issue over city-states and how they make better cities than they do vassals. But in this particular case, the goal of Hungary is to use these city-states at a very early point in the game and then integrate them into your empire. In fact, using a single city-state to conquer other city-states early in the game is a great way to get the ball rolling. So Hungary's bonus actually incentivizes this playstyle. They also have not one, but two unique light cavalry units that are tougher than the units they replace and promote into each other. It's an unbelievable, too good to be true unique bonus for anyone looking to run down their rivals in the field and speed toward world domination. So there you go. Those are my 5 favorite civs to play in Civ 6. What are your top 5 civs to play? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you like this channel, the best way to support it is by buying my book. No, it's not about Civ the video game, but more about civilization and the world we're living in 2026. It's about the stories that sprung from 1 year of remote work as I traveled around the world leading up to the global pandemic. I witnessed a revolution, traveled through Southern Africa, went motorcycling through Vietnam, and shared a beer with a bear. It's filled with great stories and is for anyone who loves to travel or who loves to travel from the comfort of their own home. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep playing and making your own civilization stories, your own amazing path through history, and I'll see you next time.